everybody, today I'm going to be giving you a Kindle library tour. This is mainly to hold you guys over up until I get my bookshelf presentable for my bookshelf tour, because guys, right now, it literally looks like it's been hit by multiple tornadoes. Yikes. It's very, very messy. I'm really bad about keeping my bookshelf organized, if you have not noticed, guys. That's why this shot is so close up, because the rest of it's a huge mess. But it shall be clean soon, so you guys get the best possible bookshelf tour you can have with a very nice looking bookshelf, which it currently is the opposite. Anyways, that's why today's video is gonna be an ebook library tour, because it's a library tour and you guys like those and I like doing them. But first, before I jump into this video and give you guys all the great ebooks that I have on this device, I would like to thank Disney Hyperion for working with me on this video and bringing to you guys Follow Me by Sara Shepard. I have both the physical book thanks to Disney Hyperion and the ebook thanks to Kindle, because I got it on the Kindle. Follow Me is the sequel novel to The Amateurs by Sara Shepard. And Sara Shepard, she's wrote a few books out there. I'm not sure if you guys know about them. It's called the Pretty Little Liar series. So The Amateurs is the first book in this book series, and it's about a 5-year-old cold case that follows the story of Helena, who disappeared from her backyard without a trace, leaving her family with no answers. So when Seneca Fraser learns about this on a forum, she's like, ooh, let me create a team of other cold case lovers to solve this mystery. So she and her team up to go figure out what happened to Helena and closing this cold case for good. And Follow Me is the sequel to this very intriguing mystery that follows the disappearance of Chelsea, who is a social media star. And she was last seen at the Jersey Shore having a huge blowout fight with her boyfriend. And then next thing you know it, she's gone. So when Seneca and the team hear about this disappearance, they can't help but notice that Chelsea looks just like Helena, who was murdered 5 years before. So that leads Seneca to think that the murderer who got Helena also has Chelsea too. So it's a race to save Chelsea before it's too late. Dun dun dun! Guys, I don't know what it's about this cold weather, but it just brings out the inner detective in me, so I must read lots of mysteries during the cold months of the year. So this shall be the next mystery I jump into, because I'm super curious to see where the storyline is gonna go, especially after the explosive ending of The Amateurs. So guys, with that being said, let's jump into this library tour. So I have the Kindle Paperwhite, I believe. I think that's what this is called. I got it a few years ago, so that's why my memory probably does not serve me right. And I read about 2-3 books on it, but I was never really a big ebook reader until this past year, and that's when my ebook lovingness jumped into play, and I was really grateful that I ended up getting this Kindle, because it has been so great to have, especially these past few weeks, ever since I decided, you know what, I am getting out of this reading slump, and I'm getting back to reading, because I actually found it easier to read an ebook than it is to read a physical book, especially after getting out of such a bad slump like I was in this past year. Just the slump really just took over my soul, it consumed it, and then it spat it out, and it was like, you still don't get to read until I tell you can read. But I think that this book slump is letting me go, finally. I've been captive for too long. So that's why I went on BookBub recently and I looked at all their deals that they recommended me, and I just downloaded a bunch of books from the Kindle store, and a lot of these books that I actually have on my Kindle device are either free or 99 cents, so that's music to my ears. I'm actually reading 2 books right now, and both of them I'm reading on the Kindle, and I just read it so much faster than a physical book. It's like a magic, it's a miracle. It's the Kindle. So let me get into the library tour. Okay, so the first book that I have on my Kindle is Zenith, the Andromeda Saga by myself and Lindsay Cummings. We first came out with Zenith as an ebook with 62 pages of the first part of the book, and you guys ended up loving it, and now it's being published as a physical hardcover edition in January on the 16th. So if you want to go pre-order Zenith, link is down below. But yes, this is the very first book that I have on my Kindle library. Awesome female space pirates who fall into a trap and end up having to save the galaxy that they originally wanted to steal from. Next I have Darkened by Kirsten White. This book is the retelling of Vlad the Impaler, and I really enjoy this book. I thought it was very unique and different and had a very cool take on a historical character, especially because it's gender bent. Next is Coral and Bone by Tiffany Dawn, and this book is actually published by my best friend Ben of Tomes Publishing, and this book is a fantasy novel, and it's something that I have yet to read, but I'm very excited to get into. Next I have 3 Dark Crowns by Kundera Blake, and I've heard amazing things about this book, so that's why I decided to download the sample of it, because I had the physical book and I do not want to have to buy the book twice. So I had the physical book, I got the ebook just so I could take a sample sample of it and see if I like it, and I have yet to go into the sample, but I am very, very excited to jump into it, hopefully this December, because I plan on reading lots of books this coming month, and I'm so ready for it. The next book I have is The Hidden Game by Thorne. This book's supposed to be phenomenal. It's a rom-com novel about two co-workers who work in a publishing company fighting for the same job. I hear it's very witty, funny, entertaining, and definitely a very sexy romance. And I've only heard great things about it from some of my close friends like Tasha Polis. She's obsessed with it, so I'm very excited to be obsessed with it as well. It's something about winter that makes me obsessed with like Hallmark movies and rom-coms and just really cutesy novels that have great wit and humor in them. I don't know, it just brings out the inner gooiness in me. Even though I'm pretty sure that inner gooiness is always within me, because I'm always like a snob and lover of rom-coms and gushy gooey mum. What was that word? Oh my gosh, I'm losing it. Next I have Royally Screwed by Emma Chase. I read half of this book when I was in Scotland and then I never finished it, but that's why I have it on my ebook now so I could finish it, because it is very, very sexy, fun, and entertaining. This book is about a normal gal that ends up falling into the path of a prince, and it's about their romance and the difficulties when it comes to seeing a prince and dating him and figuring out the world of royalty. So they had an ebook deal for this series, so I ended up getting the other two books in this trilogy as well, which is Royally Matched and Royally Endowed. I'm pretty sure that was out of order, but if it wasn't, go me! Next is Once Upon a Rose by Laura Floran, and this book is pretty much just a gooey, lovey-dovey novel that I found on BookBub for free, and it's also just really cutesy romance, and since I've been watching so many Hallmark movies recently, I think that I would like to read a gooey romance as well as watch one. Let me tell you guys, when I say gooey romance, that's pretty much just something that makes your heart flutter and makes you feel warm and cozy, and not a lot of bad things happen in it, so you feel pretty good about it, and you're like, you know what, the world is not going to crap. Not today at least. Or maybe it will be, but at least I'm reading my gooey romance novel that I'm loving very much. Next is Live For Me by Erin McCarthy, and this book is about a girl who's house sitting for a very rich man, and he comes home early, and it's really about their flourishing romance, especially within the world of the wealthy. The next book is By Degrees by Elle Casey, and this book is about a woman whose job is mainly to bring rock stars and famous celebrities back down to planet Earth after they've been so high up on themselves. And she usually is very, very responsible with her job, where she doesn't fall for her clients, but it changes when she meets this rock star and their romance takes off from there. You guys probably totally see a theme of like romance books right now, because seriously guys, I've been watching so many Hallmark movies. I recently watched this Christmas one called The Spirit of Christmas, so I've been really looking for a book that is like that, where there's a ghost who is solid and they have to figure out how he died or how they can bring him back, and the woman is very resourceful and she's very intelligent and smart and funny and awesome, and the guy is really cute and adorable and witty and funny as well, and they just mesh really well together, and you're like, I'm rooting for you guys, but I hope he does not go and disintegrate into dust once you figure out who murdered him, because he's technically dead. The next book is written by two co-authors, and I love me some co-authors because I am a co-author as well. And this one is Royal Mistake by Rena Peake and Ember Casey. This book is also a prince romance novel where there's this reporter who has to go and help out a prince in need. But it's not very easy because he's an arrogant a-hole. Aren't they all? Next is Haunted Warrior by Allie Mccain. So this book is about a woman who can see ghosts, and she so happens to have to work with a ghost in order to make sure that this castle does not get renovated in a certain way. At least that's what I got from the summary. I know it sounds pretty lame, but I'm all about that renovation stuff. All about it. I would love to renovate a castle, but in a good way that makes it authentic and not a total modern disaster. As you guys probably tell, I'm like, modern, give me back to the past, but without all the disease and chaos and smells. Just give me the kilted men, please. That's all I need. The next book I am actually currently reading, and it's called Lost Highlander by Cassidy Kamen. And this book is actually very good so far. I was so addicted to reading it last night. I started it last night. I think I'm about a fourth into it, but it's about this woman who is currently working in a dead-end town in Texas because she is working to afford her master's degree, or it's her PhD, one of those two. And she's really just not liking her life right now. Nothing much is happening in it. But when she gets a frantic call from her best friend telling her that she needs to come to Scotland ASAP, she goes and she encounters lots of crazy stuff is happening there, like kilted men coming back from the past, a very fun, witty Scottish villager, and her best friend who just inherited a fortune and pretty much does not know what to do with it. So it's a really great book so far. I am very curious to see where it's gonna go. I love me some of everything in this book. Scotland, mystery, history, manor houses, just give me it all. Next, I have The Madness Underneath by Maureen Johnson. I am working my way through this book. I am almost done, and I'm very excited to see how it's gonna end. Maureen Johnson is such such a fun writer. Her characters are so lively and great, and I've been really into witty, fun characters, if you have not noticed from the rest of the books that I just talked about. Her characters are literally the ultimate awesomeness when it comes to literally LOLing. Like, I have laughed out loud so many times in her book so far, and I am so excited to see how this book's gonna end because I can already tell it's gonna be insane. And her books just so happen to take place in London, and there's ghosts. I guess ghosts in the UK are my new thing. And lastly, we have Follow Me by Sara Shepard, which I just talked to you guys about, so you know what that's all about. So don't forget to go down below because the link for this lovely novel is there. So those are the books that are currently on my Kindle. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know if you're an ebook reader or a physical book reader down below. I know it's a huge controversial question. I'm a little bit of both, so I'd go either way. Say hi, Fiona. Say hi to the YouTube. YouTube me Fiona. Fiona me YouTube. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye!